Mike. I can. Oh.
Back in Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy. Glad you guys are with us. Want to call the show? 805-903-1974. You get a round of golf. Call the show, talk. And actually, McPhee's gift cards, too. I'll throw out $50 worth of McPhee's gift cards and a round of golf.
Ooh, I'll call.
Yeah, I'm calling right now.
805-903-1974 is the phone number. 805-903-1974. And yes, the phones are working here.
So, yeah, he's
Christmas,
out of the country.
so-
I do want to just explain, because we'll get him on. I know we get him on a few times. One of the reasons we're doing it this early is because they will fill this quick, because Tiger, Tiger has an amazing impact on golf tournaments that he plays in. And but this packages, depending on which one you choose, and we're going to be picking package 3, which is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And you get 2 days in the golf course, and the Wednesday night is a big party and a place you can go to, and they get accommodations in the Southern Homes, which you get a single occupation. Mike and I had our own rooms, and the beautiful houses right there. He's got 5 or 6 houses nearby, aren't they?
Yeah,
everybody,
yeah.
and we all walk to the main house. You stayed in the main house, correct? And then they have these chefs cook you these great meals.
Yeah.
And
It's
there's
awesome.
an open bar, and you sit there, and every house had food in it itself. But they had the open bar, and everything was included. We sat around and talked about your experience at night, man.
Cool.
Oh, man, it was way cool. Nightly catered dinners by chefs at the host house. Snacks and appetizers are there. Light breakfast every day. We leave really early, so it's a pretty light breakfast. Premium beer, wine, and spirits are in your houses. They'll get you from the airports, like Mike said. You can go to Atlanta or Augusta or Columbia Air Transfers. They personal driver during the time in Augusta, and they don't mean just back and forth from the facility. They'll take you places. If I needed to go to the store, and there's no problem. And you make a phone call, boop, they're right there, man.
Oh, yeah.
That was the coolest thing. And you have a personal house valet during the stay. There's someone in the house that you stay. Daily housekeeping service. And Mike and I were in a really nice house, had a big television room. All the houses were nice. I only went into 2 of them, but the main house and ours.
Oh, man,
but
they're
was
amazing.
really, really nice homes, man. It was really nice. The chair runner, which we were talking offline, probably the coolest thing, because if you're in this package, they run chairs out to these great places on the golf course. And what that means, they put the chair, and for example, our first day, they put them on 16 green. And the front row, we were on the front row of 16 green, the par 3, literally could reach down and almost grab a turtle out of the pool. Remember, they were right there. We were the closest you get to the hazard line. We were right on the hazard line.
We were right there.
And they set them there for you. And so Mike and I, we walked around the golf course for hours and stayed on 10th. That's what the visor. That's a nice visor, Mike. And
that was the most hysterical conversation. To hear you guys tell that story was so funny.
That was pretty much a highlight. We talked but anyway, so after hours of that, so we walked down, and the line of people on 16 were 15 deep, plus people standing behind the chair lines. And our chairs in the front row, no one's sitting in them. We walked right past everybody, excuse us, because no one touches the chair. The respect for the chair is there. And so you're just like, wow. So when the time the first group came through, we're down sitting at 16 with all of us sitting there, and you in your bright jacket.
But you hear about that stuff. But if we didn't have the patrons, Caddy and Chris and his staff, we wouldn't have known.
No
we
way.
we certainly wouldn't have our chairs there.
No,
where they
definitely
were.
not. So you wouldn't hardly get close to those tee boxes of those people. We were right.
And there's different gates you can go in.
Yep.
So it's, depending on where you want to be, like let's say we were by ourselves and we had our own chairs, you better be up early in the morning if you want to get those chairs down there. You got to be there before they open the gates.
Yeah.
And you got to know which gate to go in.
And you're not supposed to run because
No.
they'll take your pass. So you got to do your speed walking. But these people do it, and how they do it. Don't even want to ask how they do it. But I guess Nikki was part of the call. You don't want to share secrets.
No,
don't share any secrets.
All I know is that I kept Chris in sight and tried to walk as fast as I could.
The cool and those chairs we're talking about, the green chairs with the Masters logo on it, are yours to keep. They get you. That's part of their package. There's a welcome gift. There's a 24-hour concierge service. All taxes and gratuities are included.
And you don't have to climb the wall or anything?
No, you don't.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a plaque.
That is
There's
cool.
a plaque where you started to climb the wall. So all of this is included in
awesome.
this package. So it's a premium dollar. There's no question, but it's worth every penny. Like I mentioned, I had high expectations. I really did, and I thought, I'm going to be disappointed. I didn't know. I thought there was a chance that I may be disappointed, and I wasn't. On the opposite, I was really, really amazed how well this went. And I was with my best buddies. And we're going to have some good friends going, and the 3 of us going, and Todd, Mike knows Todd really well. Steve Brown, a good buddy of mine that Mike has met Steve. I grew up with Steve back east. He's going to go. So these are, it's like a group of really good people, 8 of us that just, have a blast. So you're going to love everybody, Nikki. We're going to get you healthy. And
That would be nice.
we're going to get you, we definitely, and gluten-free meals, no problem. They can make you a gluten-free meal. So anyways, we'll get Chris on when we can. He was calling from another country, but we'll have him talk about it. I just wanted to let you know, we might only have a few spots open if you want to join the Golf Talk Radio. And Nikki said she will not book flights this year. I will. I'll take over that job, but I will look for the most economical. I mean, yours was...
Mine was the most economical,
yours
Billy.
was really cheap. I can tell you that. I don't know if I'm going to fly Spirit again. I don't know, but I might. I mean, it was the entertainment was worth it. The uncomfortableness.
Looking back,
My elbow still has a callus on it from sticking it in an arm track hole. But,
Oh my
but
gosh,
looking
that's
back,
funny.
you're right.
looking back, it was food for a lot of comedy.
And watching Mike spit up asbestos for 2 hours on the flight, it's in his hair and his eyelashes. That was just, we got sandblasted. We did, man.
That's funny.
So what do you think was the most surprising part of the trip for you guys? Like that you just had no clue until we got there and you're like, whoa.
I think how hilly it is. I had no idea.
And to that point, the golf course itself, it shows how beautiful it is on TV. It does nothing
No.
compare to how beautiful it is
Right.
in real life.
Right. It's unbelievable.
The green, how green.
Well, the first
it
thing.
definitely was hilly because man, walking up them hills.
Yeah.
Oof, I'm not walking so well these days, and you're in great health, but if you're not, man, you got to really work.
The first thing
I was
you
chugging
do.
up that hill when Tom Watson finished out. Remember that, Mike? We're trying to get to Tom, his
Yeah.
very last putt,
That
his
to
last
me,
hole.
to me was one of the most amazing moments because Billy and I just happened to stumble across. Literally, we were
stumble for
we
me.
were on the left-hand side of 18, and we were like maybe the only people on the left-hand side, about maybe 150 yards out from the green.
Yeah.
And Tom was coming up, so we were directly behind Tom Watson.
And it was his
When he
last
was
hole
walking
ever.
up to the 18th hole, and everybody stood up around the green, behind the green, and started cheering.
Standing ovation.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm getting my hair.
It was the
on, just
last
standing
time
up
we
right
all
now.
knew it was his last hole they were going to play at the Masters.
And for us to be at that spot at that time was just, it was amazing.
I didn't
mean, it
know
was
the
just-
gallery went up the left side on that hole.
It's
Yeah.
they don't. It's a
They
huge
don't.
open.
That's what I mean. We stumbled over there. We're like,
Yeah.
oh, we're not supposed to
well,
be over
they
here.
don't, they don't
You
show
know.
it much on TV
Yeah.
because and there's no parallel hole to it. One goes perpendicular out
Yeah.
from it. But there's this huge grass area, and you can't hardly believe it's real grass. And it
Well,
almost
that's
looks
what I was
like
going to say.
AstroTurf.
The first
Yeah.
thing you do
It's
is,
just-
you have to lean down and touch it because you
Yeah.
cannot believe
But it's huge
that it's
area.
real.
It's like 10 football field
It's
area.
unbelievable.
They must have party. Whatever they do with that area, I don't know because there's no
Unbelievable.
holes on it.
It's like
There's
Bouchard
no
Garden.
holes on it, and it's just flat grass forever and ever. And it's a good way to walk to different places on the course,
Yeah.
though, because you're walking through this big field, so it looks sparse and no gallery. But you're right. There's no gallery on the left of 18, and I don't know if there's people telling you can't go that way. It's just that's where that big open
Yeah.
field is,
Yeah.
right? But remember 10T? I love sitting on 10T
yeah,
with
10T
you.
was awesome. That was amazing. I
Yeah.
mean,
So the golf course itself and watching the golf, big highlight. But how these people treated us, the patrons caddy, was well on and above. I would have been,
above and
I'd have
beyond.
been okay. I thought there would be less quality transportation. I thought we are going to be on some bus and it's going to be, we have to
Yeah.
pick the times. It wasn't. It was like having your own limo.
Yeah, it
But,
was like
you know,
your own chauffeur.
It was exactly like that. And the houses, there's their own room and their own kitchen, and you have your own house. You're not in a hotel with 3 other people. I didn't know what to expect. That I thought they might double or triple us up too, and they didn't. And so and the meals, the cooked meals. Wow.
Yeah, it was great.
I don't know if you ate those meals. I mean, I
Yeah.
did, so
Yeah.
yeah,
there
we
was-
did. They
So-
were
Yeah.
they were awesome.
so
Do you
that.
Do you remember, Mike?
Yeah.
Do you remember, Mike, the shot that Jason Day hit? We were walking up, and he had hit his tee shot kind of into the rough behind the trees.
Oh yeah.
And we came up, and we were right behind him when he was trying to figure out what to do. And there was this tiny little opening in the trees. I mean, literally, it was this tiny little opening. And he was still a long way from the green, and he just nailed it right through. It was unbelievable to watch.
Yeah.
Like a Mickelson shot.
Oh, my gosh.
Uphill.
It was
Through the
crazy.
pine tree. Oh, and the gallery was so tight against him. I couldn't believe he's uphill and it was in like a swale.
Yeah.
So he went up through the pine tree, over the bunker to a green that's probably,
Way
I
up.
don't know,
Yeah.
50 feet above him. I want to say it was 7. Either hole
I don't
7 or
remember
8.
what hole it was.
But man, it was just unbelievable.
Mike and I walked out to where Bubba hit his hook shot out of the rough on 10.
yeah.
Was
Playoff,
it 10 or 11? 10 maybe? Was 10 or 11? 10.
10.
And you wouldn't believe where it is. I mean, we stood there, go, no way, man. There's just no way that happened. And I remember we found that spot, which was unbelievable. And so the history, and you had to go look for that spot. It's not like it's marked with a plaque, but everybody was just walking around going,
That's it.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
That's cool.
In real life, you really get so much more than watching TV. You really are struck with how amazing the shots are that these guys hit.
And it makes you appreciate it watching later.
Yeah.
Now that you've been there, now you can watch it, and so the service, the service of the food service was something like I've never ever seen before. The way that they have that well-oiled machine
on the course.
Not only is it inexpensive, like Dave just mentioned, it's way inexpensive. It's just shockingly inexpensive to eat there. A couple of bucks for a sandwich, but how they do it, it's like it's so well organized. It's just not stressful. You're walking through, getting your things, and
when you see
they're
lines,
hidden in the tree, you hardly even know they're there.
You see the lines, and you think, "Oh wow, that's a lot of people." But it moves so quick.
Yeah.
You know, it
kind of like the restroom.
Oh, the bathroom, moving on up here. So Mike's bathroom experience was probably the funniest moment.
Okay, that was really
We're
a funny
backing out in 4 here. We got to back out in 4. Let's move it up for us.
Pick it off.
They have
out.
traffic control in the restaurants.
Oh, did they ever?
They have traffic control.
Yeah.
They do. They control, and you went in immediately by the driving range, right? Didn't you get something happen to you? You came out scared or something. Like, what happened to you?
As soon as we step through the gates, we see Ian Poulter. He's hitting bunker shots, just absolutely beautiful bunker shots. And of course, I'm like, being a squirrel bladder, I'm like, I got to go to the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom, standing there, and I got my backpack on, and feel this guy feel like somebody's behind me, and I'm thinking, what's going on here? This is like,
it's like, where's Mike? Man, I'm over there by the driving range.
All right, pitch it off. Come on now. I'm like, what?
Shake it off now.
I'm like, who's that? And this guy's going up and down the line of the urinals, and he's like screaming at everybody.
He was,
come on now, hurry up.
He was people waiting. He was urinal sergeant.
Yeah.
Yes, sergeant.
Urinal sergeant.
He was a urinal sergeant. But they had but you came out with a look on your face.
You did. It was hilarious.
Happened,
I was permanently sealed. I walked out of there. I'm like, I'm never going to the bathroom again.
Ever again.
I got to go to therapy first. And we're not going to be home for 5 days.
I couldn't believe you. So we went to another restroom on the other side of the golf course, and they had the same guy in there. But he was like, okay, we're backing out in stall 3. Let's go. We're moving out. You got to start open. Remember, they're pulling people in.
So
4's open. Let's go.
So you can guess what I did the second time I went in.
You went in sit-down stall.
Went in the stall. You didn't have to go to the stall, but I went in the stall and shut the door, and I was like, you yell all you want. I don't care.
Lock that sucker.
Yeah. Oh, I did.
So you got a little,
locked it with my backpack.
You got a little shock there, huh, buddy?
Oh, big time.
Well, if you didn't tell me about it, I probably would have been scared too. But I wasn't touched.
I wasn't touched, but he was standing dang close to me.
In your ear. Let's move it, boy.
I think I felt a whisper like on the back of my neck. It was. Yeah, it was pretty close.
And they have the way it's built too is so perfect because you walk through there and this isn't much, and then you got your little store areas, right? And they have the telephone booths where you can make calls, and then you still don't see much, and then you walk just another couple feet,
and it opens up.
There you are, and it's boom. You almost hear the violins and the harps starting to play.
Yeah.
It really is like that, and you just walk out to this opening. And then, you got your cabins on the left up there, near 18, coming off 18, where you and Rosie became buddies. And,
that was a great moment,
And the big giant scoreboard that everybody sees on TV is right there.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, that's when I almost had a tear in my eye going, this is unbelievable. I couldn't.
Pretty cool.
Because, you saw the driving range and you saw where they do some of the interviews and maybe they had the guys in the media tent and everything. Okay, cool. And the Mike's getting harassed in the bathroom and... It's okay. Then you walk through the gate.
ESPN Bakersfield.
Not the gate.
KGO. 12:30.
Right.
Oh.
What's that?
I thought we were cut off. But the other thing I was going to say real quick, the store or the Masters, the Augusta store, there was never not a line.
Never.
It's packed.
Yeah,
The
they do.
amount of merchandise sales they do, there's got to be incredible.
Because you can only
But-
get Master stuff at the Master.
We'll be back on the other side with Clubbing with Dave. Dave Schimantel's Slick Sticks, your winning combination, 805-598-9993, slicksticks.com. Also talking about the 2019 rule changes. Stay with us. Skull Talk Radio with Mike.
There is one. So, Mike, so